Welcome to another Action Points playthrough. Today we're looking at Phantasmal, The Shunned Ones, which is currently on Kickstarter. I recommend you head over and check out their page. As of today, there are 10 days left, and they're at around 9,000 out of the 15,000 New Zealand dollars that they need. Yes, you heard right, this is a game out of New Zealand, and it's a horror game, if you can't tell from the lighting and the fact that I'm cowering behind a weapon. Now, I've played through this a few times. This build is 38.36. I've played through a couple of different builds. This is the latest one that's available to Kickstarter backers. As you can see, I've picked up a broom. There are health kits, fairly standard fare. The lighting pretty much stays like this. There are nice flashes of lightning, which is pretty cool. I really like the sound effects. Nice thunder there. Apparently there is a backstory, which we will get in the full game, but this little demo that we've got so far doesn't really unpack things. They mentioned things about being a university professor, something about PTSD, but yeah. It doesn't feel like this is a really a story-themed game. It seems fairly light on in terms of narrative. Now, one of the main selling points of this is that it is randomly generated. So that first section that we just played through, that's the same every time I've played through it. That might change in the final build. But once you go through the first of those portals... Ooh, weird brain on the ground. So you collect gold. Yeah, so once you go through those portals, the layout changes. You collect things like flares. There's one on the ground. Now the flares, there will be some spoilers just before I say this. So I was about to spoil some of the mechanics. If you don't want them spoiled, perhaps don't watch this video. As you can see, I turned off my torch and threw a flare. You start to go slightly insane if you look at these characters. The screen warps if you look at them through the torch light, but when they're illuminated by the flares, it's fine. You don't go crazy. Now they kind of hobble around the room. Ooh, there's an exit. Yeah, see, I'm being attacked. One of the best options if you're being attacked and can see the exit is to just run, because the way you, I guess, beat the game so far, or the way I've beaten it, has been to travel through as many of those portals until you get to the end. Now the final build may be different, but yeah, there are quite a variety of enemies at the moment. Oh, see, that distortion? That means... Oh, so this is one of the shorter ones that runs at you really quickly. Oh, it's terrifying. Beat him with the broom. And there's the big guy who's kind of more slow, but once he sees you, he speeds over to you. Creepy. Yeah, another health kit. Cool, that's ammunition. Oh, sweet. So I now have this machine gun. A little bit of a glitch there. But there is physics on all the objects. Now, on the walls, you can see there are these boards. You can pick them up. They only last... yeah, we need the gun. They only last a few whacks, but they are much more powerful than your broom. But the broom won't be destroyed, which is good. Ooh, so these guys, they throw the red goo at you. Which is generally unpleasant. There aren't that many, there's not that much diversity in terms of objects, but I guess the Kickstarter is so that they can raise funds to develop more. I like the, insanity pills. I was feeling crazy. I like the enemies that they have so far, but yeah, it'd be really exciting if there's more diversity in the layout and in the kind of objects and enemies. Oh! I do not like these guys. Yeah. So, yeah, the music is pretty good, though for some reason the tense music tends to last a little longer than it needs to. I haven't worked out what the money it can be used for. Possibly it's just a score at the end, a la Spelunky, although there are no shops at this point. One of the other games that I guess has to be mentioned is Daylight. I'll just show you a little bit of footage from that. Daylight is another... It's on PC and PS4, I believe. But it's another randomly generated survival horror, or horror game, really. Not that much survival. But it's more story focused, and each time there's the same story to complete, whereas Phantasmal is more, I guess, each time you boot it up, it's a challenge. So I found myself kind of getting it out when I just want something fun to crack through. Daylight hasn't received that good reviews. I've played a little bit of it, but yeah, I've been really enjoying Phantasmal. It's more, I hate spiders, and these enemies are terrifying. But it's kind of appropriate that I attack them with a broom. But yeah, the idea for the final game is that it will have, I guess, it'll have an insanity system, so you'll slowly get more crazy. It tries to hark back to the kind of games where you just wouldn't want to risk getting into a lot of fights if there was more than one enemy. This is an egg sac, which if you don't destroy, spiders will keep coming. And the idea is if you alert too many enemies, you'll wake up this creature called the Sleeper. Yeah. They intend for there to be character progression as well. So once you die, you'll keep some of your stats, so you'll get further and further. Although I found it wasn't too difficult. It only took a couple of playthroughs to beat the game. So I think they'll probably add a lot more content. I guess, like, with a horror game, once you play through it once, like, the scares aren't as scary, and I guess having that infinite replayability, the randomly generated every time, means that you'll really, that fear can stick around, which is really cool. And I'm dead. So yeah, I hope you like that. That was Phantasmal. I recommend you check out the Kickstarter. I'll put a link in the notes. Thanks for watching.